My sister just hurled my $5,000 medical laptop into the deep end of the pool, while my mother clapped, screaming it was just a prank. But then my father stood up, and the sound of $5,000 worth of custom-built technology hitting the water wasn't a splash. It was a thud that echoed through the entire backyard. I watched, frozen, as the blue glow of my medical residency laptop, the one containing 6 years of research and my entire life, flickered once under the surface, and then went dark. My sister Chloe stood by the edge of the pool, her phone held high, as she recorded my face. She wasn't horrified. She was smirking. Oops, she giggled, her voice dripping with that fake, high-pitched influencer energy I'd learned to loathe. I guess you're not the only one who can make a big splash at this party, Maya. Tag me for the reaction vid, guys. I looked around at the 50 guests invited to my medical school graduation party. My friends from the hospital were horrified. My mentors were silent. But then, I heard it. The sound that broke something inside me forever. My mother, Brenda, was laughing. She was actually leaning against the patio table, wiping a tear of mirth from her eye, clutching a glass of expensive Chardonnay that my father had paid for. "Oh, lighten up, Maya," Mom shouted, her voice slurred just enough to be dangerous. "You've always been so stuck up with your books and your doctor talk." Chloe was just trying to liven things up. "You're so dramatic. Honestly, you're such a clock chaser for sympathy." For 24 years, this had been my life. I was the boring one who studied until my eyes bled, while Chloe was the free spirit who could do no wrong. Chloe was 30, a failed lifestyle influencer who lived in our parents' pool house and spent her days curating aesthetics, while I worked 3 jobs to pay for my clinical rotations. The laptop wasn't just a computer. It was a gift from my grandfather, before he passed, a specialized machine for diagnostic imaging. And Chloe hadn't just tripped. I saw her walk over to the table, look me dead in the eye, and sweep it into the pool with her designer handbag. "Chloe," I said, my voice shaking so hard I could barely get the words out. "That was my life. My research. My boards are in 2 weeks." "God, Maya, gatekeeping much?" Chloe rolled her eyes, already checking her engagement stats on the video she'd just uploaded. "It's just a piece of plastic." "Mom, tell her she's being delusional." "She's right, honey," Mom said, walking over to pat Chloe on the back. "You're making a scene at your own party. You're being a total buzzkill. If you keep acting like this, no one is going to want to hire a doctor with such an attitude." I looked at my father, Arthur. He was sitting at the head of the table, his face a mask of cold, hard stone. He hadn't said a word all night. He just watched. He watched Chloe destroy the gift. He watched Mom enable her. He watched me crumble. "Arthur, tell her," Mom prompted, nudging him. "Tell Maya she needs to apologize to her sister for ruining the vibe." My father stood up. He didn't look at me. He didn't look at Chloe. He looked directly at my mother. He reached into his blazer pocket and pulled out a thick, leather-bound folder and a manila envelope. "You're right, Brenda," Dad said, his voice terrifyingly calm. "The vibe of this family is officially ruined." But it didn't start with the laptop. Dad walked to the center of the patio. He opened the folder. "For 3 years, I'd been the silent partner in our family business. I'd been the one, working late, while you two were out networking at boutiques and brunch spots. But 6 months ago, I noticed something odd. Our joint savings account was hemorrhaging money. $40,000 here, $20,000 there." Mom's face went from flushed with wine to ghostly pale in 3 seconds. "Arthur, now is not the time." Silence. Dad barked, and the entire backyard went dead quiet. "I hired a forensic accountant, Brenda. Do you want to tell Maya where her college fund went? The one her grandfather left her? The one you told her was lost in the market crash?" I felt the air leave my lungs. "My college fund?" I whispered. "Mom, you told me that was gone." "It wasn't gone," Dad said, his eyes burning. "Your mother has been funneling it into Chloe's brand for 3 years. She's been paying for Chloe's fake followers, her bot accounts, and her luxury hotel stays, so Chloe could pretend to be a success. My wife embezzled from our own daughter to fund a delusional clout chaser." Chloe stepped back, her bottom lip trembling. "Dad, it was an investment. I'm going to be huge." "You're a thief." "Chloe," Dad snapped.
"And Brenda,
"You're an accomplice. I found the secret ledger you kept in the floorboard of the pool house. Every cent you stole, every lie you told to Maya, to make her feel like she was too expensive for this family. It's all here." Dad tossed the manila envelope onto the table. It slid through a puddle of spilled wine and stopped right in front of my mother. "Those are divorce papers, Brenda," Dad said. "I filed them on Wednesday. And because you used our joint business to facilitate your fraud, I've already secured an injunction. The pool house? It's being cleared out tomorrow. Your credit cards? Canceled as of 10 minutes ago." The savage silence that followed was the most beautiful thing I'd ever heard. Chloe started to wail, not a sad cry, but a frustrated, spoiled tantrum. Mom was shaking, trying to open the envelope with trembling fingers. "You can't do this," Mom shrieked. "We're a family. Family forgives. Family doesn't sabotage their children's futures for a prank, Brenda," Dad replied. He walked over to me and handed me a small, encrypted thumb drive. "I'd been backing up your laptop remotely to the cloud for months. Maya, I knew they'd try something. Your research is safe. Your career is safe. And as for your sister," Dad turned turned back to Chloe, who was clutching her phone like a lifeline. I've already contacted the brand partners you've been lying to. I sent them the forensic report showing your engagement is 98% bots. Your career is over before it even started. The fallout was lethal. Without mom's stolen investments, Chloe's fake life evaporated. She had to move into a studio apartment and get a job at a mall kiosk, a place she used to mock. My mother tried to sue for alimony, but the judge saw the ledger. He saw the evidence of her stealing from her own child's trust fund. She walked away with nothing but her own shame. I graduated at the top of my class. My father was the only family member in the front row. As for Chloe and mom, they still try to message me, claiming they're destitute and that I'm being cold for not helping them. I just send them a link to the video Chloe posted of my laptop hitting the pool. I guess they were right. Some things really are just a joke. And now, they're the ones living the punchline. The moral of the story: never mistake a protector's silence for ignorance. My dad spent years watching, waiting, and documenting. And when the golden child finally pushed too far, he didn't just stop her. He ended the entire circus. I am now Dr. Maya Hayes, and for the first time in my life, my home is quiet, and my vibe is absolutely perfect.